On the Bright Side is brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
Each item in this room has one thing in common: banana fibers. What you are looking at are the final products produced from this waste material. Retiree Jenny Dennis settled in Belize and saw the potential of an untapped market. Through an extensive process, they transform banana stalks that farmers dispose of, producing this end result. Belize Banana Fibers is also a business that supports women in different communities.
It started about 2 years ago, and the pandemic had hit, and my friend sent me a video, and it showed people in India making products from banana fiber. And so the very next day I saw it on my Facebook feed, and then the next day I showed it to one of my friends. And I was just gung-ho. We went down south and learned how to weave and if this was a feasible project. We started researching the machines and how they work and which one we wanted to order.
But they could not afford the machine that would generate fibers from banana stalks. Instead, they got innovative and created their own.
During this process, we said, well, we're just going to have to make one. And Mr. Chulin, our farm manager, said, I can do it. Unbeknownst to us, he was a mechanical engineer and had been studying that. So we went out and got the steel and honed down what the machine would be, the specs of it, and he made the machine.
We had different machine that we were looking at, right? Okay. They wanted this, but the studying that we were making, and they were making, I were making, I said, this will be the perfect one, right? They had their one, I said, we want to do it. I said, this will be the perfect one. Okay. So we stick into this one.
After manually separating the layers from each stalk, the machine breaks them down into strips.
So when we put it over here, we run the machine. See?
And this is what will be creating beautiful pieces like what we see there as a chandelier.
Yeah, that is.
Wow. The extraction also rids the stalk of additional roughage, which is then turned into compost. For Belize Banana Fibers, everything has a use.
The banana stalks are biodegradable and they're waste. So we're using waste essentially. And from our project here, we produce waste again, which goes into compost. It goes into all kinds of things. They've started studies just within the last 2 years. They have learned that the waste that comes after the fiber is pulled out, that waste can clean up oceans. It can take the lead out of water. The juice from it is good for medicinal purposes. There's so many other projects that can spin off of this one.
The next stage is the boiling process, after which they are dried. This is the final stage. The fibers are laid out to be dried on lines, like curtains. After drying, they will be distributed to women in different communities who've taken on the artisan trade.
Hello, Miss Jerry. We brought you some more stuff. Oh, that will be very good.
We educated ourselves on how to make products. All right, it's all over the internet, right? So we're internet schooled, and so we started making our own products, and now we teach it. We go to villages and we teach, and ladies there, they make these products and they put their own creativeness to it because we only teach basics. So we take the fiber to them, we give it to them, we don't charge them for it, and then when they have their products made, we go pick them up and pay them right then. And our end goal is to put income into these families. The women can work at home with their children, they can see to their husband and their household, and they can work and make these products at home, and we pick them up.
For Julia Hernandez, transitioning from a seasonal seamstress to a full-time weaver started with the pandemic. Now at her home in the village, she and her friends settle on a veranda to do their day's work, weaving with their little ones right at their side. Julia says this is her newfound profession.
When school closed, we don't have a lot of work because we don't have to do uniforms. We don't have that job because when COVID started, this was the problem because sewing stopped and we don't do uniforms because children never go to school again. And then I got this opportunity to start to work. It's a nice opportunity of job because we don't have to spend our time in go sell it by the road or house by house or by shop. She come and buy it, she bring the fiber, and she come and buy the things, buy the products.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabreena Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Uno, a brand committed with the future.
That's the sound of fuel efficiency. Every day, every time, I choose Uno Fuels powered with Dynamax. Uno, a brand committed with the future.